What is a put option and how does it work exactly? How can you profit from it? First of all, a put option is an option contract giving the owner the right but not the obligation to sell a specified amount of an underlying security or stock at a specified price within a specified time frame. So the put option is the opposite of a call option. So the call option gives the holder the right to buy an underlying security or a stock at a specified price before the option expires, but the put option gives the buyer of the put option the right to sell the stock at the chosen strike price. The strike price being the price that you accept to sell the stock at within a specified time period. So basically, when you buy a put option, you're paying a premium for the right to eventually or one day sell the stock at the strike price that you chose at the given price in a specific time period. And to get that right, you're paying a premium. You're paying something for that right. And what you're paying is called the put option. So the best way really to explain it is to go through several examples. So let's take American Airlines for example on Yahoo Finance. So simply look up the stock and then you can see there's a section here for options. Click on options and then here you've got the expiry date. So this is the specified time frame we were talking about. So let's say we choose an option that expires, let's say January 18, 2019. So an option that expires in about a month. So the first section you've got calls, second section you've got puts. So now the stock is trading at 33.54 or close today at 33.54. So first of all, the reason you would buy a put option is because you believe that the stock is going to go down. So you want to buy the right to sell the stock at a particular price because you know that eventually in the future you can buy it at a lower price. So a strike price that's trading above, so a strike price above the current market price in put options will be considered in the money, and then below the current market price will be considered out of the money. So right now we saw that American Airlines is trading at 33.54. So let's say we pick a strike price of 34, let's say. So that means that one day I want to sell the stock at $34 and I'm prepared to buy it at whatever market price it's trading at. And to have that right to sell the stock at $34, I have to pay upfront a $2 premium. Now, an option contract consists of 100 shares. So if you buy one put option, that's 100 shares. So it's actually going to cost you 100 times the option premium here that you see. So if you buy one option contract, that's 100 times 2.13. So it's going to cost you $213 to buy the right to sell American Airlines at 34 between now and expiry date January 18, 2019. So several scenarios can happen. The best scenario is the stock drops to 24, for example, between now and January 18, 2019. So if that happens, you have the right to exercise your option. Your option being, I want to sell 100 shares at $34 because I bought that right. I bought it for $2 to sell 100 shares at $34. And then if the market price is 24, then you're gonna buy back the shares immediately at $24. So you sold at 34, bought at 24. Now the reason you would do that is because you think the stock is going to drop, so you want to benefit from the downtrend, and you don't want to wait till the stock drops, buy it, and then wait till it goes back up to sell it. You think it's going to go down, so you sell it first and then you buy it later. And you could do that with put options. So you buy the right to sell a stock at the strike price that you chose, and to obtain that right, you had to pay $2 per share. And then within a month, the stock drops to 24, for example. So you can exercise your option. So you sell 100 shares at $34 and you buy it back at the current market price. So your profit on that transaction would be 34 minus 24. So the difference between the selling price and the purchase price, but also the premiums that you paid. So minus 2.13. So your profit on that transaction would be 7.87 times 100 shares, would be $787. That's if this scenario occurs. That's if at the current trading price of American Airlines, you sell the put option at the strike price of $34. Sorry, you buy the put option at $34 strike price, you buy it at 213, and the stock eventually drops to $24 before January 18, 2019, then in that case, that would be your profit. But what usually happens is instead of actually exercising your option and selling the shares at 34 and buying them back at 24 and making the difference in profit, the option premium that you bought at $2.13, that you paid $2.13 for, when the stock drops, this 213 is going to be worth more. It's going to increase. So you can actually just trade the option. So the option that you bought for the put option that you bought for $2.13, you could probably just sell it at $4 or $5 or $6, depending on the price it reaches when American when the stock price of American Airlines reaches $24, for example. Now, the further you are from expiration date, the higher the value of the premium, because this premium here consists of two sections, two parts. It's got intrinsic value and time value. So the intrinsic value, for example, for this put option, so the intrinsic value for this put option, for example, is 33.50 minus 34. So it's actually 50 cents, but it's trading at $2.13. So the rest is time value because there's still 1 month remaining before this option expires. So if American Airlines stock stays at 33.50 and you're getting closer to the expiry date, you're going to see this $2.13 decrease and it's going to get closer to 50 cents. So you can take advantage of that time value. A slight movement in the stock price, in the actual stock price, will generate a bigger movement on the option side, especially if you're far from expiry date. In practice, most people will just trade the option instead of actually exercising the option. So a put option is used when you think the stock is going to drop in the upcoming future. Now, it is risky because the premium that you paid, the $213 that you paid to buy the right to sell this stock at $34 between now and January 18, 2019, it could lose value and drop to zero. And if that happens, well, then you just lost 100% of your money. If the stock doesn't move in the direction that you predicted within a given time period, you will lose whatever you invested in the options. Now, if before expiry date the stock moves up, instead of going down, it goes to $40, for example, well, then your $2.13 is going to lose value for sure, and it's going to get closer and closer to $0. But if you're not sure of the time period, if you're sure that the stock will drop in the future, but you don't know if it's going to be in the next month or 2 months, you could take a longer expiry date. Usually the max you could do is 2 years. So in this case, you have expiry date January 15, 2021. So if you think American Airlines in 2 years is going to drop below 33.54, you can buy the put option at strike price 35, but it's going to cost you close to $7. So that means the only way you profit is theoretically, the only way you profit is if the stock drops $35 minus $7 between now and January 15, 2021. But in reality, if the stock drops before expiry date, because of time value, your option is going to increase in value. Just because of time value and just because this movement is happening far from expiry date. So you could actually just trade the put option. So you could buy it at 7, sell it at $8, for example. The stock could have moved down by 5%, but the option will have moved by 30% or 40%. So another example, if you take an out of the money put option, let's say a strike price. So let's say you take $30, it's going to cost you $5 premium. So that means you would need the stock technically to drop below $25 between now and January 15, 2021. 30 minus your $5 premium. But if you had taken the 35, you would need the stock to reach around $28. If you take the 40 strike price, you would need the stock to reach below $30. But the problem with taking deep in the money strike price is you might not find enough volume to sell or trade your options when the time comes. For example, if you buy the put option at $10, strike price 40, and the stock actually drops this $10 is going to increase in value. But who's going to pay $20 or $30 for a put option? So you might have a hard time trading the option. You'll have to sell the shares and then buy them back. And depending on your brokerage account, you might not have that privilege. So let's take another example. Let's take a Canadian stock. Let's take Bombardier because it's very volatile. So we'll look at options under Questrade. So Yahoo Finance will not give you Canadian options, so you'll have to use your broker account to look up Canadian stocks for options. So let's say we take an expiry date. Personally, when I trade options, I like to go for 2-year periods. So let's say, for example, so we want to put options. So let's say, for example, we believe that, so in Questrade, you could see calls are on the left side and puts are on the right side. So right now, Bombardier is trading at 1.93. So if we look at the strike price of $2, it's always best to pick a strike price that's near the trading value. And depending on the direction that you're going, you could probably take a strike price that's closer to the direction that you're going. So, for example, if we take a strike price of $2, the put option last traded at 90 cents. So that means if we buy it at 90 cents, that means we strongly believe that between now and January 15, 2021, we think that Bombardier will trade below $1.10. So $2 minus 90 cents is $1.10. So we would buy the put option at 90 cents because we strongly believe that between now and January 15, 2021, we think that Bombardier is going to trade below $1.10. If it trades at $1, for example, between now and January 15, 2021, you have the option to exercise, you have the right to exercise the option, which is sell Bombardier at $2 and then buy it at $1. So you made $1 profit, but you paid 90 cents for that. So you actually made $1 minus 90 cent profit. So you made 10-cent profit times 100 shares, of course, or regardless how many option contracts you buy. So an option premium might not be well priced, might not give you enough room to profit. So if it's too expensive, then it means that the higher the option premiums, the more confidence that there is that this stock will move in that direction, generally speaking. So as you can see here, Bombardier is trading at 193, strike price $2 in 2 years. The call option is $1, but the put option is 90 cents. So theoretically, there's more confidence that the stock will go up in 2 years, but it's very close, so it's not enough to make a conclusion. But let's say you had $2 here and you had 50 cents here, then it would be fair to say that there's more confidence that there's more people believing that the stock is gonna trade up in the next 2 years. So if you had bought the put option at 90 cents, for example, and the stock starts dropping, immediately you're gonna see an increase in your 90 cents. So you can you can sell your 90 cents for $1 or $1.10 without having to actually exercise the option, which is to sell your shares and then buy them back. So in general, you buy put options when you think that the stock is going to go down within a specified time period. And this time period is up to you. And to be safe, it's always best to take a longer period. If you take a shorter period, there's more potential to make higher gains, but at the same time, it's riskier. You could lose as much as you can make. So it's safer to take a longer period, and you could still double or triple your investment with a 2-year period. So for example, I like to trade Ford options because I find them usually well priced. Ford right now is trading at 8.47. If we look at a 1-year period, so let's say I think that right now Ford is trading at 8.47. Let's say I'm very confident that in 2 years Ford is going to reach $5, for example. Let's say I'm very confident that it's going to collapse and it's going to reach $5. So what I can do is buy the put option. I can go to options, look at an expiry of 2 years, and see what the put option is for a strike price that's near 847. So there's nothing near 847. Closest one is $7, and it's got a put option premium of 97 cents. Let's say $1. So that means that if I buy this put option at $1 at the strike price of $7, I would need Ford to drop below $6 between now and January 15, 2021 for me to profit. Or at expiry date, it needs to drop below, it needs to be below $6 for me to break even. If at expiry date the stock is trading at $5, then I double my investment, theoretically. But in reality, as soon as the stock starts to drop, my $1 that I paid over here in put option is going to be worth more and I can sell it if I wanted to. So let's say in 3 months or in 6 months, the stock is trading at $7.50. My $1 here is probably going to be worth $2. So I could have doubled my investment without even waiting till expiry date and without actually having the stock go below the price that is predicted in the intrinsic value of the premium, in the option premium. But in theory, you buy a put option if you think that within a given time period, you're very confident that the stock will be below, for example, the strike price minus the option premium that you paid. So another example, let's take a short period. Let's take December 21st. So this is expiring in 2 or 3 days. And right now, Ford is trading at 8.47, so the closest strike price is $8.50. So the put option for that is 14 cents. So for me to break even on that trade, I would need Ford to close on December 21st. I would need Ford to trade at $8.36. If by Friday Ford is trading at $8, for example, then I will make a profit of the difference, which is $8 minus $8.36, because I would have the right to sell Ford at $8.50, but I paid 14 cents for that right. So I'm going to remove 14 cents. And if Ford is actually trading at $8 at expiry date, I'm going to buy it at $8 and sell it at 8.50. So I'm left with a profit of 36 cents. So that would be my profit if times 100 shares, of course. So that would be my profit if Ford reaches $8 in 2 or 3 days. But what could also happen is I could sell the option, but because we're going to be at expiry date, you're not going to have someone to buy that option. So you're going to most likely have to exercise your option. Unless you sell it before expiry date, your 14 cents, you could probably sell it at 20 cents or 25 cents if the stock moves downwards. So if a stock moves in the direction that you predicted and you bought the corresponding option, you can simply just trade the option and make a decent return. So if we take December 28 expiry date, for example, in 2 weeks, Ford is trading at 8.50 right now. If we take the 8.50 strike price, the put option is worth 21 cents. So that means I would need to break even, I would need Ford to close by December 28, 2018. I would need Ford to close by at least, I would need Ford to reach 8.5 minus 21 cents for me to break even. I would need Ford to reach $8.29. So this way I wouldn't make any profit. I would actually lose money because of the commissions. Anything lower than $8.29 will be profit for me. So anything lower than strike price minus the put option premium will be profit. So there's two ways to make profit from a put option. You can either buy it and sell the option itself, or you can actually exercise the option by selling the shares and then buying back the shares immediately. Let's look at GE, for example. Everyone's confident that GE is going to reach $6. If we look at the options for GE, let's look at January 15, 2021, so a 2-year expiry date. And let's look at the $8 strike price. It's trading at the option premium. Let's look at the $8 strike price. The put option premium is trading at $2.25. So for me to break even, I would need GE to reach, by expiry date of January 15, 2021, I would need GE to trade at $5.75 just for me to break even. For me to profit, I would need it to reach even, I would need it to drop even lower by expiry date. But in reality, if I buy it at $2.25, the put option here, and GE starts trading lower, starts dropping from 728 to, let's say, 675 within the 2-year periods. So let's say in 3 months, it's trading at $6.50. Well, my $2.25 here is probably going to be worth $2.75. So I can simply just trade the put option. So I think I've given enough examples of put options and how to use them and how to profit from them. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you're going to open an account with Questrade to trade on the stock market, use my referral code in the description below the video to get between $25 and $250 back, depending on your deposit. And where do you enter this referral code? When you go to Questrade and open an account, let's say you pick a TFSA, you can enter it here under offer code before even starting your application. You enter the referral code here, click apply, and then you continue. And if you enjoy my videos, please like them, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel simply by clicking the watermark in the video. Thanks for watching.